Hi everyone, it's Heidi Callison. I'm with Downtown NorCal Live, and today I'm going to be interviewing Raveen Patel. He is the executive chef of Seasons Kitchen and Bar in Davis. Welcome, Raveen.
Hey, thanks for the interview.
So, what's your current status? We're all locked down, but how's the restaurant?
So currently, the restaurant is doing takeout only via pickup. We're not doing any delivery, but yeah, full takeout Wednesday through Saturday, 5 to 9.
Okay, those are reduced hours. We've gone through a lot of openings, closings, variations throughout the last several months. How is it to deal with all of the issues, opening and closing, and adjusting in that way, especially if you can touch on the supply chain a little?
Um, it has its ups and downs. A lot more downs than ups, especially when it comes to your staff and your community, how they are reacting to it, and the supply chain. When we speak to that, it's heart wrenching because as someone that was born and raised in the Central Valley here, Sacramento, um, and coming from a farming family, it's massive how what we produce in the Central Valley is so essential to America, and how it affects the farmers that I personally know, and how the ups and downs affected them is kind of heart wrenching.
Currently, you're the only staff at the restaurant, is that correct?
Correct. I have some assistance from some of our upper management and sales team here and there from the hotel side of it. But as a yes, I am the only employee on staff doing all front of house and back of house duties.
So when I order a meal to go, you are doing every single component of that meal. Am I getting?
Correct. From start to finish, ordering it, ringing it in, cooking it, bagging it, handing it off to you, and then obviously sanitation after.
You mentioned the supply chain. And so I want to talk a little bit more about the employee chain. So, how difficult is it to expand and contract like you've been required to do throughout the year?
Um, it's hard in a sense of moreover with the staff, telling them, oh, you're being furloughed or temporarily, your schedule is going down and up. We've been lucky that our staff has been very open to coming back and loves working here, and we've built a strong staff throughout the year. And some of them are local, some of our students are part-time students, so they can adapt really easy, and we've been lucky with that. But that's just, it's been 2 rounds of this now. A third or fourth round, we don't know what that may entail as a supply chain. If they have to find other means of work, and they do, they might not be able to come back. So it is a very throwing darts at a wall and seeing if hopefully we open in a status soon enough to where they haven't found another job and we can call them back to work. So it's the supply chain is definitely very volatile.
You're connected to the Hilton Garden Inn, which must provide some orders, but again, everything being shut down, people aren't traveling. So, what is the impact of that connection with the hotel?
We capture maybe 10 to 20% of the guests staying there, dining, for takeout. Now, with the restrictions, their occupancy rates have gone really low. So that 10 or 20% that we're capturing may only be one or two people, and 1 or 2 orders a night. So it helps, but as far as orders, it's very minimal.
Okay. You're purposefully the last interview I'll be doing in 2020, and I wanted to touch bases with a restaurant for a particular reason. It seems to me that it's one of the most difficult of the industries to open and close and go through what we have over the year, for a number of reasons. Perishable food we talked about before we started recording, and so on. Does this feel at all to you like a pivotal point in the pandemic for the sit down restaurant?
Yes, I think a lot of it this period, even with some stimulus coming through, or other items coming through as far as support, it is pivotal because I believe this second round is making and breaking a lot of businesses. A lot of people extended their kind of ability to stay open the last few closures and or changes, but this one is very detrimental to a lot of friends I know that have shut down their restaurants, and peers. So yeah, I think this one's pivotal because this really, the first one, people were adaptive, and there were some things out there that were coming down the pipeline. But I feel the second round has, like I said, been detrimental to a lot of businesses because they just can't stay open.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned the stimulus. We've just had the passage of at least what might be the only bit of stimulus we'll see in the foreseeable future. When our leaders are talking about potentially helping and then they don't act and all of that, how does that feel on the inside as a business leader?
Frustrating, terrifying that we as a nation, which are one of the most powerful and kind of the most educated, if you want to say, or ability to adapt to things, and yet we can't help each other in these times, very efficiently, and making it equitable for everybody is frustrating, especially when you think of the middle class and or the small business as the backbone of America, and yet we're not doing fundamental things fast enough to support that.
Yeah. I've tried to put a positive spin, and I actually truly believe that consumers can actually be the stimulus. And so I want to ask you, what can your customers do to support you besides the obvious, taking out right now?
I think takeout is important, but I think also building and letting other people know that you might, the positive spreading of a word of, if you had a great meal here, telling your friends or family about it and having them come in. So not only are we doing a lot more takeout, but we're also gaining following. So even after the pandemic or after this takeout, we have clients coming in to eat, to help us ramp up pretty, I say, exponentially back to revenues we need. So word of mouth is great. Getting takeout obviously is going to help tremendously. But I think, like I said, the bigger thing is word of mouth and really people going to our website, following us on different social media platforms, and staying in touch with us.
Okay, thank you for affirming something I've been preaching all year. Close out, you have a new menu. I wanted to ask you about that because that's exciting.
Yeah, I think going back to Seasons had a brand, and we during this closure, I spoke to the owners, and I said, why don't we focus on some new menu ideas that are great for takeout that might not translate to our restaurant if someone's dining in. So we added a lot more menu items, dropped the price points a little, and focused a lot on some modern Indian takes that I grew up with. So kind of adding those flavors in to, because they're not easily accessible to a lot of people during the pandemic as far as takeout. So we wanted to, give some modern Indian food, upscale, cooked just great that people can enjoy at home.
And that's going to be available when?
Tomorrow it's available when Wednesday we have takeout through Saturday. So it's available tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Okay, so this is your first week, Wednesday, the 30th of, where are we, December 2020?
December.
Okay, great. All right. And also, I just want to reassure everyone that you can still get cocktails to go.
Yep, you can get cocktails to go. You can buy bottles of wine to go if you need for New Year's Eve. We have sparkling ones by the bottle. So yeah, there's our full menu is open.
Okay, excellent suggestion for New Year's. Everyone, I've been talking to Raveen Patel. He's the executive chef of Seasons Kitchen and Bar, a beloved restaurant in Davis. Please do support him, and thank you so much for joining me, Raveen.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.